Hey guys, welcome back to Maverick Watch Reviews on the Sunday before Thanksgiving. I'm super excited. I absolutely love Thanksgiving. Anyway, today I have the Ball Engineer Hydrocarbon E.O.D, which stands for Explosive Ordnance Disposal. This is their 300-meter automatic, model number DM3200A-S1C-BK. I've never reviewed a ball before, and I'm not quite sure why. They were kind of never really on my radar. But after reviewing this thing, I'm kind of curious why these folks don't get more respect, or they're, a little more widely known. This is a fantastic watch, guys. And I think they're getting a little more awareness because I keep seeing more things about Ball on YouTube and on the internet. I don't know what's going on, but I think their awareness is being raised by other watch reviewers. But anyway, this model number is DM3200A-S1C-BK, and I absolutely love this watch. Let's check it out. All right, guys, we'll get into this thing, but first check out my Amazon shopping channel if you like any of the other watches I've reviewed on my channel. As y'all know, I get a very, very small commission if you buy anything from my Amazon store. So whenever you do it, I really do appreciate it. And remember, Christmas is coming up, and I've got tons and tons and tons of watches on my Amazon channel. So make sure you head on over there and check it out. So this is Ball's packaging. Again, first time ever reviewing this brand, this company, kind of subdued. I would think they would have had some like foil or something on the text on top of the box, but it's just kind of like embossed on the box. I guess that's really all you need, but it would be kind of cool if they put like some sort of foil or something on the text. Anyway, there's that. You also get an explosive ordnance disposable patch. This is actually officially licensed from the U.S. Navy. This watch is, which I think is incredibly cool. And they include this little patch right there if you want to put a patch on one of your jackets or something. There you go. Now, if you pull this little tray out, all right, here is the watch in here. And the tray comes out as well. Underneath, you get your manual and all that other stuff that, honestly, folks, we don't care about. Anyway, so let's go ahead and put the little tray back in. Put the patch back on. Let's get this box out of the way. Now, this did come with a ton of little hang tags and stuff. So there is the first hang tag right there. This is the Ball hang tag. There you go. Actually, that's like the Ball seal. Here's the actual hang tag. There's the hang tag with the model number on it. There you go. So I can get this in focus here. There we go. There you go. Little plastic bag. The watch actually came in. Here is another hang tag. It's got a hologram on it. There you go. Looks like it's a hologram on both sides. There we go. Again, I've never reviewed a Ball, so I'm not quite sure what to expect. Little plastic bag that protects the crystal and the dial and all that stuff. I don't think there's anything else in there. There we go. So let's put this pillow back. And as usual, we'll go ahead and give you all the 7 specs you need to know. And then we will talk a lot more in depth about this watch. Guys, this is basically, let me get this out of the way here. This is basically the G-Shock of the Swiss automatic world. It is insanely over-engineered. I mean, it's it's an absolute tank of a watch. And really, you can kind of treat it like a G-Shock, even though I wouldn't. But it's got all sorts of things in there that protect against shock and all sorts of stuff that are engineered into this watch. It is incredibly, incredibly cool. So anyway, so let's go ahead and go over all the specs you need to know. And then again, we'll talk more about it here in just a few minutes. You're looking at a 42 millimeter titanium case. It's 13.7 millimeters thick. It's 53.2 millimeters lug to lug. Comes on a 21 millimeter titanium and stainless steel bracelet. It is water resistant to 300 meters, which is 990 feet. You get the ball RR1101-CSL, which is actually a modified ETA 2892-A2 with a 42-hour power reserve. This is COSC Chronometer certified. And of course, you get a sapphire crystal with AR coating. And then all the other stuff is down there in the description field if you want to nerd out. Like, it's got 28 tritium tubes. It weighs 160 grams. It has 120 click stainless steel bezel. And all like the lock here over the crown, all this other stuff you can just nerd out down there in the description field. So guys, again, this is a fantastic watch. And I do want to thank Ball for loaning me this review unit. As you can see, it's got a couple little scratches because it is a review unit, no big deal. Obviously, it wouldn't come like this from the factory. It would be perfect from the factory. And again, this is simply the G-Shock of the Swiss dive watch world. And again, this is a massively over-engineered watch. And I love it. I think it's really cool. It's got a spring lock, patented hairspring anti-shock system. It's got a spring seal patented regulator anti-shock system as well. They even use special oil in this watch that'll withstand temperatures from -45 degrees to 176 degrees. This thing can withstand a 10-meter free fall, which is about 50,000 Gs. It's anti-magnetic, and thankfully it's all titanium because if it wasn't, this thing would be it'd probably weigh about a pound. And again, it's a U.S. Navy official licensed product, which I think is really cool. So let's go ahead and take a look. So there are your 28 tritium tubes. You do get some Lume. I'm assuming this is Super-LumiNova on the actual bezel here, but all the dial has all those tritium tubes on it. And you do have a little tritium tube right there inside the luminous pip up there at 12 o'clock. You can see the Cyclops over the date window. You got the text down there. You can see the tritium tubes making up the segments of 12, 9, and 6, as well as the indexes. Also, there are tritium tubes on the hour, and minute, and second hand, which is really cool. And I'll show these off here in just a minute. You got a stainless steel bezel, which is really, really nice. And again, you got that Lume in there. I'm assuming it's Super-LumiNova. It might be other brands, but I'm betting it's Super-LumiNova. Here is the party trick. This is a screw down, well, actually it's a screw down guard over the push-pull, actually push-in, well, technically push-pull, the push-pull crown. You've got this big, massive guard over the crown, and all you do is you unscrew the crown, and it's gonna pop. Boom, there you go. It pops out a little bit. And then you take this and you pop it open, and that gives you access to that crown, which basically just pushes in. Obviously, you pull it out for the day and date change and the time change. But that gives you access to this. And once you push this back over and snap it in place and then screw this back down, and then you don't have to push this little cover in or anything. It just latches onto those threads and just screws down. So there you go. And it's really simple. I'll do it again for you real quick. Go ahead, unscrew it. The little arm, you'll hear like a little snap. Pop this crown guard open. There you go. This section doesn't screw in. It just pushes in. But again, you pull it out for the first position for the date and then pull it out again for the time. So again, I told you, over-engineered. And I think a lot of times these are kind of hokey, honestly. You see these on some other watches. But I think this one is so well done, so well machined. Man, it's just, you just feel the quality. The quality of this thing is absolutely oozing out like crazy. There we go, nice and tight. There we go, pretty cool. There's a Cyclops over the date. Some people are gonna love that, some people are gonna hate it. I like the Cyclops because that date window is kind of small. It's black numbers on a white background, which makes it incredibly legible. If you look here on everything is using screws, by the way. So all the links have screws. It's even screwed in here on the case. Here is a titanium bracelet. Now here's another thing that is absolutely over-engineered like crazy. It's this buckle. Now I'm not a big fan of butterfly clasp. I just never have been. But if you look right here, this thing has two diver's extensions, one on each side. So you take it, pop it out, and there's your little dive extension. Then you just take this, push it back in, it snaps into place, and if you look, it even has like little bearings right there on the end. I don't know if you can see where my thumb is. It even has like a little bearing right there, which I think is super cool. And then it just snaps back into place, and then you can see where it says what ball design right there. I mean, it is super, super heavy duty, man. And if you look right here, you can see the ball logo. I think that's the right way. Yep. Basically, you know, it's a railroad watch logo right there. And then you do have to push this one in first, the design side where it says design first. Push that one in first, take this one, push it in, and they snap together. But the tolerances between the pieces of metal are incredible. I mean, this is a bulky, bulky clasp. Let's go ahead and open this back up. Let me show you the case back. Again, Navy officially certified, which I think is really cool. Obviously Swiss made. Pretty, you know, gives you the movement and all the other stuff, the water resistance and all that stuff. You can see some more scratches back there. Again, this has been a review unit, so it's been around the block for sure. But man, it's just, and thankfully, again, because it's titanium, it's not that heavy. You would think this watch being, you know, 13.7 millimeters thick would be super heavy. But again, it's only 160 grams, which is, you know, a little on the heavy side, depending on what type of watch you normally wear. But man, I absolutely love this watch. Again, I like the over-engineering, and it's not that expensive. This is about $3,500. They have another version where the bezel is a little bit different. They have a ceramic insert for the bezel. The bezel is a little bit more lumed. And that's going to be about $500 more. But that's the only difference between that one and this one is they actually have a ceramic bezel on that other model and a little bit more lume. So anyway, on the dial, you can see where it says ball right there and all this writing down here. I think it says 1,000 gauze, anti-magnetic, 300 meters, 1,000 feet, obviously Swiss made down there at 6 o'clock. Let's check out this bezel action, by the way. And I think this might be, I know I've said this a million times, but this might be the tightest bezel I have ever reviewed. It's got just a negligible amount of backplate. Listen to it, man. Oh my God. Good Lord. And obviously it lines up perfectly. There we go. Is that right? One more, here we go. Wow, incredible. Just incredible engineering with this thing. You can see all the screws and the links. Wow, really, really, really nice watch. Wow, incredibly cool watch. All right, let's go ahead and try this thing on. And again, because it's a butterfly clasp, it's not my favorite type of watch to put on, just because it's a little, it's not as intuitive to put on as some other type of watches, but here we go. And this is a little bit too big for me out of the gate. There you go. Wow. That is a beast of a watch, guys. I don't know why ball doesn't get more respect, man, honestly. Thankfully, again, it's super light because it is titanium. Again, if this was, you know, all stainless steel, it'd be really, really heavy. All right, so there you go. There it is on the wrist. Let's go ahead and take it off. Let's check out this Lume. Tell me what y'all think. Let's go ahead and kill this studio light. Kill these monitors. Now, again, it has some sort of lume on the bezel itself. And I forgot to tell you, Ball even sent me a UV light just to check out the tritium tubes. And I'll show you that UV light. Holy crap, it's bright. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and zap the lume on the bezel. So there you go, there's the lume on the bezel. And I'm gonna give you an idea what the tritium tubes look like. You can see they're a mixture of orange for the 12, 9, and 6, and then green for the other indexes, and green for the hands, for the hour hand and minute hand, and a little orange tritium tube, tiny one, on the end of the second hand. Man, this light is really, really bright. Look at that. Really, really cool. And again, that lume will last, it's rated for like 25 years. In about 12 and a half years, it'll dip to about half brightness. But still, that's fantastic. Really, really cool. Guys, I love this watch. I don't know why I haven't reviewed a Ball earlier, or honestly why they haven't kind of garnered more respect in the watch world. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe because they're like a niche type of watch because they were based, to be like a railroad watch or something. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, they've got tons of different models. And again, they're not very expensive. And here's that Ball branded UV light. Waterproof, got a little push button on top. It's a nice little light, man. Really cool. So guys, if you want to get one of these, head on over to Ball. They're currently $34.99. And the other model with the ceramic bezel, that's about $500 more. Check them out. I'll make sure to put all those links down in the description field. And guys, that's really been about it for this one. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell. I really appreciate when you do that. I'm trying to pump these reviews out because Christmas is coming up. So anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next review. Take care. Bye-bye.